What's up, my fitness family? Today I'm going to be giving you the best beginner arm workout with dumbbells for the fastest gains. So this is the intro to the actual workout. So this is going to be kind of going through the exercises, what to do, what to not to do, those types of things. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Brent Kasmer. This is BKPT. Subscribe, mash that notification bell. That way you're notified as all the new stuff is coming out. And definitely, if you like this stuff, give me some likes, share this stuff with people you feel that will also appreciate it. All right, so we're not going to hold back anymore. I'm going to start off just explaining the exercises, all right? So just grabbing some dumbbells here off the rack. We're going to start off, it's going to be 4 exercises at the beginning. We're going to go through this 3 sets, 12 reps of each exercise. So we're going to go seated dumbbell, the top half bicep curl, flipping around to skull crushers, flipping around to standing bicep curls, and then overhead tricep presses, all right? So that's the first circuit. There's going to be 3 circuits, all right? So stay with me. You got to watch it all to get it all. All right, you want to start off with the dumbbells in a supinated position, which just means your hands are, well, the dumbbells won't be, but your hands will be. So your hands are facing up, palms up, squeezing the dumbbells. You want to keep your elbows in front of you. So what people will do improperly is they'll tuck those elbows behind you. You don't want to do that. So just find a target. What I usually do is use like almost my knees. So the meat right behind my knees is where I'll kind of aim, keeping the dumbbells together and just curling them up towards your shoulder. So just from here to here. So this is the top half of the curl. Keeping that core nice and tight, not slouching, holding it tall. All right, 12 repetitions. Big things with curls. You do not want to have too much wrist movement or any at all. So that's a goal, especially when you're beginning, just try to nip these things in the butt so that way you don't make bad habits. All right, so the next one. You can do this one of 2 ways. I'm going to show you both ways. So it's skull crushers. So you're here, all right? Just like I've showed in previous videos, if you've watched a lot of my beginner stuff, you're going to sit down with the dumbbells here, bring them up. You can either hold them together and come down right by your head or behind your head, or you can hold them also with your palms facing up. That way you get a little bit better range of motion, being able to get more movement, right, like that. So you always, when you're doing your triceps, the key is to lock it out. So lock those arms. The only way you're going to be able to engage the triceps to the best degree, all right? So skull crushers, right to the standing bicep curls. Now I am showing you this with all 1 set of dumbbells. Can you? Yes, for time efficiency. You're going to start to learn your weights. You're going to start to learn what you're going to be using. Everything it can or cannot be close. So your triceps may be way stronger than your biceps. So, and vice versa. So therefore, you want to make sure that you're doing it properly. So same thing, standing bicep curls. Keeping those elbows beside you or a little bit in front of you. And just curling these up like this. Okay, same thing. Squeeze the dumbbell hard. If you watch my wrists, they stay nice and straight. I'm not rolling them towards me and away from me. Keeping your core tight, so you're going to be working your abs as well by, just doing this properly. Same thing, 12 repetitions. All right? So the next exercise is a dumbbell overhead tricep press. So when doing this, you could do the same thing. If you want to just roll with it, keeping the same dumbbells, just moving through an efficient fashion is you can squeeze them together, flip them up over your head, and we can go into a overhead tricep press just like this. All right, but I definitely do want to show you, especially when you're beginning out, this is not like the easiest way to do it. So obviously if you have 15s or 20s or 30s, whatever you're using, you would just take the same thing, but it would just be 1 dumbbell, all right? So I've showed this in another beginner workout video. It's all about getting in and out of the exercise. You want to fling it up to your shoulder. That way it's resting on your shoulder. And you can go behind your head, grabbing this with a diamond grip. And you're going to be doing an overhead tricep press. All right, so just like this. over your head, keeping those elbows in nice and as tight as you can. You know, it's just something that you want to think about, and then you'll be getting out of it the same way. So coming around your body and then bringing it down to the floor. All right, so those are the first 4 exercises. So the seated dumbbell curls, we've got the lying skull crushers. Like I said, this is all with dumbbells. This is for a purpose. Obviously, if you're limited equipment or you just want to feel comfortable with dumbbells, some people have wrist issues, so they use, dumbbells for the most part, or whatever the cause may be. So the next 4 exercises we're going to do is going to be an upright row. We're going to do a standing curl and press. We're going to do a 1-arm row and then dumbbell uppercuts. All right? So I'm going to go through all of these exercises as well. This is going to be 3 times through all these ones, but it's going to be 10 repetitions each. All right? So we're going to start off with upright row. Upright row, so you want to imagine you have strings on your elbows. So when you're doing this with the dumbbells, you want to make sure your elbows are the highest part of your arm. So that way when you're coming up, we're working our biceps, deltoids. So you're here, dumbbells are squeezed together, straight up. Straight up, all right? So see how my elbows are nice and high, pulling them nice and high, feeling like a string is right on those elbows, pulling them straight up. So a lot of times people will use dumbbells for this because of, same thing, wrist issues, just mobility issues. So this, with dumbbells in general, you get a little bit more give on them. Obviously, if you're using the bar, it's stationary. It's one of those things that just has no give to it. All right, so that's the upright row. The next one's going to be a curl and press. So this is one of my honestly favorite exercises, especially if you do it properly. So same thing, arms are in front of you, just like we did for the standing curls, and you're going to press, but you're going to rotate on the way up. So a rotational shoulder press on the way up. So this one exercise that really hits all 3 muscles in your shoulder, which is beautiful. And when you come down, you want to come down nice and controlled, because that negative, you're going to get just as much out of it than you do on the contraction, all right? So on the positive motion. So here, rotate, boom, control, all right? So same thing, elbows are in front of you, not tucked behind you, not this way. And you're also, when you're doing your shoulder press, you're not rotating out and pressing, you're rotating on the way up when you press, all right? Which is another key thing that people do wrong a lot. All right, so the single arm row. So single arm row, this is typically going to be a heavier exercise, but you got to do what you got to do. So I'm going to go ahead and use the same dumbbell that I have right here, but you can do this one of 2 ways. If you have a bench, one being, with your left arm on the bench, you want to directly below your shoulder, and your left knee on the bench and left foot. Your right foot's kicked out to the side. You're going to drag that elbow straight up the side of your body. All right? You're going to do this the same thing for those 10 reps on both sides. So hands on the bench. You got your left leg kicked out. Now if I've switched over, my right foot's on the bench, dragging that elbow straight up like this. Same thing, something that people do improperly is they'll try to kind of curl this up like this, and you're not getting a good range of motion on your actual 1-arm row. If you don't have a bench and you don't need a bench, you can just go elbow on the knee and just like this. So your elbow's planted on your knee, and same motion, but you're using this as your brace. So same thing, my foot's kicked out to the side, elbow's on the knee, driving that elbow straight up. All right, same thing other side. You would just switch over, elbows on the knee for bracing and back support, and just driving that elbow straight back beside you. Woohoo! All right, this is fun stuff. So this is, I'm telling you, you're going to get a great pump, great feeling in those arm muscles. That's why you're going to get the most out of this. So now you're in a 90-degree bend. You're working your core and fronts of your shoulders, and your biceps are in an isometric hold. So you want those arms bent at 90 degrees. And now we're just doing uppercuts with the dumbbell. Same thing. You're going to choose your weight. First time or 2 through this, you're going to be learning your body, learning what you can and cannot do. So feet are planted, uppercutting across your body. All right, so those are those 4 exercises. Oh, real quick too. So when you're doing the dumbbell uppercuts, people are always like, well, so is that just 5 reps per arm because it's 10 reps? No, you're going to be doing 10 reps per side. All right, so if you're going to be doing, the single arm rows, it's 10 reps per arm. Anything, you always try to split it into 2, so you're doing it equally. So now we're going into some of my, one of my favorite bicep exercises. I had this one in my biggest peaks. So this is helping to peak out your bicep. So in this last circuit or superset, you're going to be doing an incline chest supported curl. So we got the dumbbell incline chest supported curl. So you're going to lay, and if you don't have an incline bench, it's not the end of the world. Don't worry about it. You could do this without it. I'll show you that as well. But you're going to just lay here like this with your chest supported against the bench. There's 2 key factors in this. One is actually squeezing the dumbbells together. So you want to squeeze those dumbbells together and curl it up. So same thing, you don't want your arms moving back. You want to try to keep them as straight underneath you as possible. Squeezing those dumbbells together while you curl. It's going to get a good peek out on that arm. And then we're going to be doing tricep kickbacks and then a lateral raise to a shoulder press. This is a nasty exercise. This is one of those exercises I did right before jumping on stage for some of my bodybuilding competitions, just because it really makes those shoulders look good, makes the arms look good. I mean, it's great. So same thing like you saw me, chest supported against the bench, inclines up, squeezing those dumbbells together, and a good curl. All right? Boom. Especially at the end of the workout. This is nasty. All right, good control. It's always about a 1 second or 2 second negative when you're doing exercises. It just helps to kind of keep you in control when you're doing them. So that's the dumbbell chest supported incline curl. The next one is going to be a kickback. So same thing, 1 of 2 ways. I like using the dumbbell rack personally, but you can use the bench. It's just, I'm sorry. I wanted to show you this without the bench too. So if you don't have a bench, you would just literally try to hold that position. So the one thing with this, especially, as a beginner in general, your back is not as strong as it's going to get, after you continue through your workout routines and workout programs and getting that lower back strength. But you would do the same premise. So you would have your back hinged at that same angle. You're just it's more body awareness. And it's just the same exact thing, but without the chest supported on the bench. Okay? So it's not like you need it. You don't have to have it. Or you can even rest your head on something. Obviously if you don't have the incline bench, you're not doing chest supported, but you can do it on a breakfast bar or something of that same height. All right, so there's a few different ways to do it. All right, your dumbbell kickbacks. 2 ways. 1, if you do both arms at the same time, because I'm all about efficiency. So we're here, kicking straight back. See my elbows? See my arms, my top part of my arms? They don't change position. Trying to keep them nice and elevated the whole time. All it is my forearms are moving. I'm hinging at those elbows. Same thing, 10 repetitions. You've seen I'm just using these dumbbells for examples. So you'll be changing weights the whole time. So elbows are high, staying bent over, kicking those arms straight back. You can do this if you feel like you're sloppy, just do it one-armed. Okay, so same thing. One arm, it gives you the ability to just focus on that one arm until you get the hang of it and get good at it. So no harm, no foul. All right, so then the last exercise is the dumbbell lateral raise with the shoulder press. Are you ready for this? So big thing with lateral raises. Let me get this out the way for you. Whoop. All right. Big thing with lateral raises is you always want to make sure arms are straight or close to being straight, stiff. And then your pinkies are always a smidget higher than the rest of your hand. You don't want to drop them like this, okay? You want to keep those pinkies up just a little bit. I'm not saying like this either. So just pay attention to what your arms are doing. You know, as you get tired and lazy, your body will naturally cheat. So this is the motion. So it's a lateral raise all the way up, palms facing forward, press, and then same thing with that hand motion on the way down. This is 10 reps. I promise you, you will be using light dumbbells for these. So it's all the way up, press, all the way down. All right? You will love this arm workout. I promise you. You will feel the difference every time you do it. I promise. All right? So if you love this workout, first of all, give me a thumbs up. Second of all, go do it. Third of all, if you don't want to mess around and write your own programs, and you want the 7-figure body blueprint, and you want to make the most efficient workouts, routines, so that way you're making the best gains always and not twiddling your thumbs in the gym or at home, you know, wondering if you're doing the right stuff, reach out to me. Hit me up. Go to my website, BrentKasmer.com. Go to Work with Brent and just give me a shout out. Say who you are, what you're trying to accomplish, and let me take care of you. All right? If you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe. Mash that notification bell, and you'll get all the newest stuff as it's coming out. And I'll see you in the next episode.